He hasn't had an opportunity to check in the ring. How does he deal with major adversity, getting stunned or knocked down or being in a tough fight? If he can answer those questions in due time, Puerto Rico is going to have another great champion.
See, sometimes it's just not about the fighting or the fighter that he's facing inside the ring. Sometimes it's about getting used to the big atmosphere. You know, being on a big stage, this grand stage. This is his first time fighting on national TV. So, you know, that does something to a young fighter. Rattles the nerves, but if he can handle it and do well in this fight, he moves on.
Yeah, to your point, I mean, here he is now, major city, major NBA arena, national TV card. You fight after the Ali name. You fight right before the world title fight. These are all steps. These are all further bricks in the foundation. Carpency's coming off a long layoff, Timmy, 1 year and 8 months.
Yeah, you know, that was the thing that I was, you know, weary about when he was coming into this fight. I asked him, I said, well, how do you feel? He said, I feel great. He says, I have a ton of experience. You know, I get really good training. I work full-time job, but, you know, I had 5 weeks to get ready for this fight.
Oh, nice combination there, doubling up the jab with Xander. Goes with the right hand and then finishes with the left hand to the body.
And Carpency cannot deal with Xander Zayas punch for punch, skill for skill. So he's got to try to land a shot. He's got to try to sneak something in there and hope that Zayas either falls asleep or he catches Xander Zayas in between his shots, and it's probably the right hand that Carpency's looking for.
Uppercut in the mix there.
His variation and combination is fantastic. He follows the body. We call that reading in boxing. When you're able to see when your opponent's head drop, then you lift him up with the uppercut. Beautiful work by Xander.
Yeah, there's a next level nuance to what you described, Timmy, and we're already seeing in round number 1 from a 19-year-old. It's not just the combinations to the head. In the midst of the combination, a 3, 4, 5 bunch combination, he will see the opening to the body and place it.
Look at him adding some feints to his game. That's beautiful. That was one thing that was missing in his game, and he's starting to apply some foot feints. That's beautiful work right there.
Don't hold, punch out.
The feints is actually what set up that combination right there. He got his man to throw. He came underneath with 2 body shots.
Very sharp opening round. Very, very sharp opening round from a very active and busy Xander Zayas. End of 1.
Early for Xander Zayas right now.
Look at the transition from offense to defense. Oh, my goodness.
This kid is talented.
Yes, he is.
I mean, this kid is really talented.
What jumped out at me in that sequence was not the body shots, guys, but he dropped down, his head was low, and his chin was not in the air. He was protected while he was ripping those. And that's something we didn't see in his last fight, so we're seeing some improvement here tonight.
You know, Carpency is not making it easy. He's not. No. He's been very defensive. You know, he's not just throwing caution to the wind. He's taking his time. He's thinking inside the ring, and he's making Xander Zayas earn it.
Punch out, punch out. No.
11-year age gap between these two fighters. South Florida's Xander Zayas, 19 years old, has been placing that left hand to the body consistently.
Tess, it's a huge difference between taking advantage of your opponent's mistakes. But it's a different level when you make him make mistakes and make him pay. That's what we're seeing from young Xander right now. You force him.
Carpency is as tough as they come, and he's the kind of guy when you fight him, you got to bring your lunch pail, because he's basically saying, you got to show me, young buck. I may not be as skillful as you. I don't have the speed you have, but I'm not going to lay down easy.
Listen, the guy grew up in Western PA with 2 other fighting brothers and works in a prison. And he's been a pro for a long time, and he's never been taken out.
That's right.
Never been stopped. You see the notice there of Saturday, November 20th. It is Terrence Bud Crawford, who many have #1 on the pound-for-pound list. Dre, I know you do. Against Sean Porter, the former champion. That is the big test that Bud Crawford has been looking for. That pay-per-view will be exclusively on ESPN Plus November 20th. Can't wait for that. Of course, Bud Crawford plays a key role in tonight's world title fight. Shakur Stevenson considers him a mentor and older brother. Meanwhile, Jamel Herring is part of his stable. He works in that camp. Same trainers.
I'll tell you one thing about Xander Zayas. I'll tell you one thing I don't like. I don't like all that hollering. I mean, that's amateurish. He needs to let that go. That's telling your opponent when you're going to throw.
I don't see Carpency moving out of the way much, Timmy. He's tracking him down. What a beatdown at the end. Let's show you what happened when Dan Carpency just came back to the corner.
Time.
Ref, that's it.
Ref, that's it. Ref, that's it. And that's the right thing to do. Because Xander Zayas threw 166 pounds.